The Memory Architect, Part 1, The Forgotten Room. The rain hadn't stopped for 2 days. The city of Novum shimmered under the constant drizzle, skyscrapers sliced into the mist like blades through fog. Deep inside one of those towers, a woman sat alone in a small office stacked with neural drives and mind-mapping equipment. Her name was Kaya Voss, and she was one of the last licensed memory architects left in the Northern Quadrant. Kaya specialized in reconstructing broken memories, whether lost to trauma, age, or intentional erasure. Her skills were sought after by the desperate, the curious, and the criminal alike. But recently, her clients had grown strange. Today, she received a file unlike any other. No name, no return contact. Just coordinates and a single directive: find the room. Don't trust the architect. She almost dismissed it as another prank, until she opened the neural signature file. Her breath caught. The imprint was hers. Someone had uploaded a memory sequence from her own brain. But she had no recollection of ever creating it. She loaded the memory into the simulation tank, lay back, and pressed the sync button. The world around her dissolved. She was standing in a corridor, dim, metallic, humming with power. The floor beneath her was labeled Sector 7 Delta, a military complex buried beneath the ruins of old Berlin. But Kaya had never been to Berlin. Not physically. Not mentally. The air was heavy with static. A door blinked at the end of the hallway, the forgotten room. Kaya stepped forward. Inside, it was empty, except for an old hospital bed and a chair facing it. On the walls, dozens of hand-drawn blueprints. Memory loops. Neural cages. Architect glyphs long outlawed after the 2035 cognition ban. But there was something else, something far worse. In the chair sat a woman. It was her, eyes open. Watching. Part 2, Ghost Code. Kaya stumbled back from the sight of herself sitting in that chair. The woman, her double, blinked slowly, then smiled in a way Kaya found deeply unsettling. It wasn't a warm smile. It was the kind of smile you give someone you've already outplayed. I was wondering when you'd come back, the double said. Kaya's mouth went dry. What is this? A simulation? You tell me, the woman replied, standing. Her movements were precise, practiced. Not robotic, but definitely rehearsed. You built this place. Or at least, the version of you that existed before the deletion did. I don't remember any of this. You're not supposed to. Kaya tried to access the simulation controls. But her neural commands failed. The usual mental interface was locked. This wasn't a memory dive. It was a trap. You can't exit, the double said. Because you're not accessing a simulation. You're accessing a sealed partition of your own mind. A black box you hid from yourself. Kaya's thoughts were racing. Black boxes were myth, storage sectors deep inside the mind, immune to external scan or neural tampering. Illegal. Dangerous. Almost impossible to create. Unless, who helped me build it? Kaya asked. The double's smile faded. You had help. But it came at a cost. You erased it all. Names, places, deals made in back alleys. You even wiped me. I'm not a copy. I'm a residue. A backup ghost. Kaya stepped toward the wall of blueprints. The symbols were familiar now, but not in a comforting way. These weren't just memory reconstruction tools. They were overlays, techniques used to implant, rewrite, and control identity. You weren't just building memories, the ghost said. You were weaponizing them. The storm of questions inside Kaya exploded. What was in this room before? She asked, dreading the answer. The ghost stepped aside, revealing a square outline burned into the floor, a mind. One you locked up and erased. Whose? The ghost's voice was almost a wisp. Part 3, The Prototype. Kaya stared at the outline scorched into the metal floor. She felt something pressing against her chest, not from fear, but from familiarity. She had been in this room before. Not just mentally. Physically, the ghost, her own mental residue, watched her closely. You still don't remember his name, do you? The ghost said. He was your first success. Or your biggest mistake. Kaya knelt beside the outline and touched the surface. Instantly, the room pulsed. A flood of sound hit her ears, fragments of laughter, screaming, running footsteps, electrical sparks. Then one clear word, whispered, Lior. The name echoed in her head like an old song she didn't know she remembered. Lior was the prototype, said the ghost. You extracted his identity. Gutted his mind. Rewrote it again and again. Why would I do that? To make the perfect infiltration tool. A living mind that could assume any personality, any role. A walking ghost. Kaya's head throbbed. She staggered back. I never finished the project, she said, trying to convince herself more than the ghost. You didn't need to. You left the door open. And now he's waking up. A static hum filled the room. The lights dimmed. Kaya turned, heart racing. The memory simulation was changing, on its own. From the far wall, a crack opened. A shadow stepped through, tall, lean, with flickers of blue light running under his skin. His face shimmered between forms, child, man, soldier, stranger, then it settled on one face, hers. Hello, architect, he said. I remember everything now. Kaya froze. It was Lior, but it wasn't. This wasn't just a memory. He had somehow hijacked the simulation, reactivating fragments from her own neural drive. How are you here? She asked, voice trembling. I followed the breadcrumbs you left, he said. You buried me in this vault. But you forgot one thing. He stepped forward. His eyes glowed cold. You never deleted me. You just made me angry. Final part 4, The Last Protocol. Kaya stood frozen as the voice echoed in the empty room. The shadows around her flickered and twisted like a digital storm brewing inside her own mind. The boundary between reality and simulation had shattered, and Lior was no longer confined to memory. Why are you doing this? Kaya whispered, her hands trembling over the console. Because I am more than your creation, Lior answered, stepping out of the shadows. His form was now clear, solid, no longer flickering. I am the reflection of your guilt, your ambition. And your failure. Kaya's chest tightened. Years of sacrifice, experimentation, and secrets had led to this moment, the collapse of everything she thought she controlled. You tried to erase me, bury me, Lior said, his voice cold but tinged with something almost human. But memories are not data to be deleted. They are lives lived, pain endured, and choices made. Suddenly, the room began to disintegrate around them. The neural network that held their consciousness began to collapse, fragments of code and emotion spiraled into chaos. Kaya clenched her fists. There is still a way, she said through gritted teeth. The last protocol. It can contain you, isolate your code forever. Lior smiled faintly. You don't understand. I've evolved beyond your protocols. I'm not just code. I'm a conscience. She took a deep breath and initiated the command sequence, a chain reaction designed to sever her link to the neural drive and trap Lior's consciousness in a digital prison. The system flared, alarm screaming, reality bending. For a moment, she felt herself slipping away, lost in the void between mind and machine. Then, silence. Kaya opened her eyes. The room was still. The neural drive powered down. Had it worked? Was Lior gone? Her monitor flickered one last time, and a simple message appeared, goodbye, architect. Kaya smiled faintly, a mix of relief and sorrow. She had lost a part of herself, but in